Okay, looks like we are recording. Hey guys, my name is Wilson. I love Linux. I love open source software. I've been using Linux on all of my computers exclusively for I think like maybe 2 or 3 years now. It gets sort of murky. Um, but yeah, I only use Windows at work because I need Windows for some of our mandatory work applications. It kind of stinks. But anyway, Linux is awesome. I also love the terminal and command line programs. So I want to show you guys today how to update your programs from the command line and some other tips and tricks sort of in there. If you're new to Linux and you sort of use some of the graphical tools and programs installed, but I mean, Linux is a completely different beast than Windows and Mac OS. So if you're new and you're just trying to figure everything out, this is what this video is for. So the question up here, or wherever the heck it is how do I update Ubuntu Linux? So Linux is a kernel. It's not actually an operating system, so you can have lots of different versions of Linux. Like you can get Linux that looks like Windows. You can get Linux that looks like Mac. You can get Linux that looks like anything. But I'm talking today about Ubuntu, and not really just Ubuntu, but Ubuntu, Pop! OS, Debian, Zorin, Linux Mint. Oh, there's another one that I think I might be missing too. There's lots of them. Anything that's Debian or Ubuntu based, I'm sort of talking about because all of those Linux distributions use the apt package manager. So if I go over here to my terminal, I want to show you one command line tool that I use in addition to apt that sort of helps me in my day-to-day computing when I'm using my computer, and it's called tldr. And you can type tldr space and then the program you want to learn about, so apt, and then hit enter, and it shows this little nifty cheat sheet of all these different common commands that you can use with apt. Here it's showing that you have to use sudo in front of them whenever you're actually doing like an update or an install or removing a package. That's because you're accessing a part of the system when you do one of those operations where you need to be a root user or an administrative user to add or delete or copy stuff over there. So sudo stands for super user do. Anyway, so we got to use that in front of our stuff. So let's see. Wow. This update. Yeah. So if we want to update our packages, essentially what this is doing is this will download the list of all of the current versions for all of the packages that Ubuntu has available. So this just gets the list of software that we can install. I'm using Pop! OS again, but Pop! OS Ubuntu, I'm using Pop! OS 22.04 long-term support release. So it's Ubuntu under the hood, really. Okay, so we got our updated list. Now, if we actually want to apply potential updates that we have for packages, we have to do sudo apt upgrade. And I don't have anything right now because I updated my computer earlier this morning. But yeah, so that's how you do it. That's not too painful. Again, tldr is amazing. So if you want to install something, it's sudo apt install and then the program like tldr. I already have it installed, so it's there. If you wanted to remove something, it'd be the same command. Oh, by the way, I actually got that command by hitting the up arrow key. Sudo apt remove tldr, and then here, we have to hit the Y key and then hit enter in order to allow that operation. Another thing that's kind of interesting or useful to point out is this won't uninstall the libraries or dependencies that were installed by installing tldr. So if you want to remove those as well, you do sudo apt auto remove. Yeah. And there's other stuff, like there's sudo apt purge, which I think also removes like configuration files maybe. There's all sorts of stuff. But yeah, so tldr is amazing. Honestly, if you're new to Linux and you're just trying to figure out how to do something, just do tldr apt and figure out, read the different things. And there's more help too. So this is sort of the cheat sheet way, but there's another cheat sheet actually called cheat sheet. So actually we can go there in Firefox, cht.sh, cht.sh, and here this is. So you can type in whatever you want to learn about, like apt up here, and you see it starts with actually it has some different examples here, and then it also has the TLDR examples down here. These are all like community gathered, like different people submit, they help contribute to these guides, these TLDR pages or the cheat pages. So there's lots of them, but you don't even have to go to Firefox or a web browser to get to this stuff. You can just do it right from the command line. You'll need curl curl, so sudo apt install curl. I already have it, and then you do curl cht.sh / and then you type in what you want to search for, and then if it was like if you had like multiple words in the search term that you're trying to search for, you'd have to put a plus instead of a space in between those. But then you can get that list just right here in the terminal. You don't even have to open Firefox. So this is super helpful because there's a lot to remember when you're doing command line stuff. There's a lot of commands. I mean, it can be kind of overwhelming. So I like having all these handy just in case I forget, because goldfish brain is real. Another thing, this is sort of like the correct answer. You should be looking at the man pages if you're doing anything sufficiently difficult enough. But the man pages are a little bit obtuse, I think at least. It's a manual. It's a technical manual for how to use the software. So, yeah. The one nice thing, though, is you can hit / just like in Vim, actually, to search forward. And then if you type, update and hit enter, it'll highlight and show you all the different update ones. So if you hit N on your keyboard, it'll cycle through them. And once you get to the bottom, you can hit Shift N and you can go backwards and search backwards through all the lists of everything that showed up, which is nice. Then you hit Q to quit. There's also info. Yeah, apt has an info page, and this one's sort of nice because it actually it allows you to link to stuff. So like, what's apt marked or apt mark, and you can hover over it with your cursor by arrow keying over it to get to it, and hit enter. I'll bring you to that one. So it's nice. They're a little bit different than the man pages. I forget the pedantic differences between them, but I sort of see the man and info pages as sort of the same. But also, I normally don't get in here unless I like really need some help. But yeah, so let's see. So that's apt, that's curl curl, that's TLDR and cheat sheet. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I had to say. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Here is my contact information. If you want to send me an email or reach out to me on Mastodon, I'm on there as well. I love Linux, and I've sort of been feeling like there should be more people out there helping new people get into this stuff because, again, a lot of fun. So, all right, I'm going to head out. Hope you guys have a good day. See ya.